Hello everyone. Today I would like to show you one of our latest simulations. This is the private client simulation, which is a part of the private wealth course that we are developing right now. This should be interesting because this is one of the most visually enhanced simulations. I can call this way. I think we've spent some time trying to make the design of this simulation more appealing, more interesting to work with, to break through the wall of text that most simulations are right now. It even has some background music that I will turn off, but I think it gives this cinematic mood, which is enjoyable sometimes, especially simulations like that, which really have a big story behind them. In order to help to tell this story, we're using a lot of widgets and new visual elements that we can attach to different parts of the simulations in order to present the data in a more appealing way. So we're actually helping here Sir Edward Hargreaves, who has sold his business and now tries to figure out what to do with all the money. He has a bunch of family members who all have different characters and different interests, and our job is to consult Sir Edward on how to set up everything in the right way. So as you can see, we have some widgets here showing, helping tell the story, but also to the messages here, we have plays from the playbook attached. So the plays are actually the source of information that the student can rely on when going through the simulation in order to complete the tasks, but they're also used by AI in order to provide very detailed feedback and to provide more correct assessment on any task that is sitting inside the simulation. I will jump into the dev page for a couple of minutes just to show you how playbooks look. We usually don't provide access to playbooks to students because altogether they're usually quite big and contain a lot of information. So this is not something we want people to read through, but we connect plays from the playbook. And for example, our playbook here has 3 plays. This is the identify and profile the client, run the onboarding process, and navigate family dynamics and confidentiality in a private client mandate. And as you can see, all plays are multi-nested, so they have information on different levels, allowing simulations to choose the necessary depth of the play, to choose some different parts of the play and deliver more concise, more targeted feedback based on what the student is doing at a particular moment. So as always, what I'm showing you is a template simulation. So this is something that you can use out of the box, or you can update it to deliver more personalized experience based on your firm's experience. So for example, here let's take a look at some of the playbooks. We'll manage the plays. Let's take this one. Playbooks also play another very important role. They allow us to make sure that the simulation is up to date, because we have a special agent which can be run in order to check if all the plays in the playbook are up to date, and you can use and then if some inconsistencies are detected, then we can automatically update the playbook, and the playbook will run updates on the other parts of the simulation, on all the tasks that we have, because every task is connected to a particular playbook. Thus we can easily detect inconsistencies and out-of-date information in any part of the simulation without looking through everything ourselves, which is very, very important. So let's leave the dev page. Let's go back to the simulation itself and see what else we have in this particular simulation. So takes some time to load, but then everything is happening momentarily. Okay, we pause the music. We go through this story, we'll learn about the client, we talk to Margaret, who is the senior partner, who is our mentor in this particular simulation. We also get access to different plays from Playbook so that we learn something before we start. As you can see, plays are connected to the ideas and topics that we discussed with Margaret, so it makes the learning process much more targeted. Okay, we have a little transition showing us that some time has passed between our talk with Margaret and us meeting James, the son of our client. So as you can see, James is the eldest son of Sir Andrew, and he is also the likely beneficiary. He provided us with some information that we have to deal with. So these are the problems that James has identified, and these are the problems that we need to resolve in this particular simulation. So there's a bunch of them, and then we jump into discussing these problems with Tom, who is another mentor. He's an associate at Whitmer and Bell, the pretend law firm that we have developed for this particular simulation. I don't think we'll be going through all the questions right now. That's why let's go down a little bit. And here our job is to develop the client profile. So our job is to choose the information, from everything we have here. So I click check, this is correct, and I also see little comments that help me understand what is important when building the client profile. Then we go even deeper, and we have another case study, now led by Margaret, and our job here is to run the AML risk rating and document checklist. Also very important, everything is connected to place, everything is in very much detail, and we have a chance to really develop our strategy to make sure that we can onboard the client according with all the procedures that exist in the UK right now. Okay, then we switch from case studies to actual conversation tasks. And the first conversation task is text-based because it's rather simple. So the idea here is that James, who is not our client in this particular simulation, so Edward is pressing us. He wants to understand what is happening, and our job is to actually talk to James and explain that unfortunately we cannot disclose confidential information in accordance with SRA Code of Conduct for Solicitors. And then we move to another conversation simulation, which is a voice conversation where we're actually talking to Sir Edward. And here we provide, let's see what our conversation goals are. We have a lot of conversation goals, so we have to explain a lot of stuff to Sir Edward, and we can study our role, which is also pretty detailed. So I think this is the biggest and the toughest task in this particular simulation. So we collected a lot of information, we have gone through some case studies with our mentors, we understood what is happening, and now we need to explain this to Sir Edward and arrive at some kind of agreement in order to proceed. And then we have a short chat with Margaret, which sums up the simulation as a whole. So the last element, as always, is the discussion. So here we can either share our ideas with the cohort or go into the private reflection mode and share what we have learned. This is one of the requirements from SRA. All solicitors are required to file their reports at the end of the year, and this is the framework that SRA recommends, the what, so what, now what framework, and we've integrated this directly into the simulation, so we have a chance to actually share your findings right after the simulation. It will be saved, and then will provide you a report that you can share with SRA, which proves that you not have only completed interactive simulation, but you have also reflected on this experience, and as a result complied with the requirements of the SRA. So I think this is a pretty great simulation, which really has a lot of different elements. It is engaging, it develops your communication skills, it develops your legal skills, hard skills, it develops your lawyer skills, trying to better understand how to approach clients. And I think this is a visually interesting simulation. It has a lot of different elements. It's enjoyable to work through, and it takes you, I think, about like 30-40 minutes, but provides you with so much experience that is very hard to get unless you are doing this type of work, sitting next to your mentor, and your mentor provides you feedback every minute, which is unfortunately never happening in real legal work. So yeah, this is our private client simulation. If you want to take a look at how it works and go through it yourself, please reach out to me. Happy to provide you access. And we have a ton of other simulations that I'll be talking more in my next videos. But yeah, also happy to share links to them if you are interested. Have a great day.